The invitation. The stars above the council station were quiet. Ships from over 40 alien species floated in orbit. Inside the giant glass chamber, leaders of the Galactic Council sat at a round table, waiting. Today was a special day. For the first time in history, a new planet had been invited to join the Council. That planet was called Earth. The alien leaders looked at each other with nervous excitement. Earth was young, still growing, but their signals showed rapid development. Fast science, fast change, and something else, something they didn't fully understand. "They are ready," said High Speaker Turan of the Valari Empire. He had long silver arms and eyes like mirrors. "Their world answered our message. A ship is on the way." "What kind of team are they sending?" asked Shula of the Arkan Dominion. Her body shimmered like glass. "Diplomats? Scientists? Peacekeepers?" Turan smiled. "We don't know. They only said one thing. We accept your invitation. Nothing more." That was strange. Most species begged to join the Council. They sent gifts, long messages, lists of peace promises. Earth sent nothing, just acceptance. Suddenly, an alarm beeped. "Unknown ship entering orbit," said the station AI. No flag, no ID code, moving fast. The alien leaders stood and moved to the large viewing window. There, cutting through the stars like a silent arrow, came Earth's ship. It was not round, not friendly, not painted in colors of peace. It was dark, black and sharp with red glowing lines across its surface. "Is that a warship?" whispered someone. "No," said Turan, squinting. "Too small. Maybe a scout?" The ship stopped just above the station. No message, no signal. Then, with a low hum, a single shuttle detached from it and entered the docking bay. Inside the Council landing hall, guards waited nervously. The air was cold. The walls shook gently from the power of the ship's engines. The shuttle door opened with a soft hiss. 5 humans stepped out. They were all dressed the same. Black suits, black shoes, white shirts. No armor, no weapons. But somehow, they looked dangerous. The leader was tall, with short black hair and sharp eyes. His face showed no emotion. He looked at the guards and then started walking forward. The others followed, quiet as shadows. The guards moved aside without a word. The humans said nothing. They didn't smile. They didn't wave. They walked like they owned the place. In the council chamber, silence fell as the humans entered. All eyes turned to them. Turan stood. "Welcome, beings from Earth. We are honored." The tall human raised his hand. Just a small gesture. Turan stopped speaking. "My name is Mr. Black," the human said in a calm voice. "We accept your invitation." He sat down. The aliens looked at each other. Mr. Black didn't ask questions. He didn't thank them. He didn't bow. This was strange. "We are here to observe," Mr. Black added. "Speak freely." "We are listening." One of the younger delegates, a blue-skinned scholar from the Zathari world, whispered to his neighbor, "These don't feel like diplomats." That night, strange things happened. One of the delegates, Ambassador Grohl from the Ventari species, went to speak with the humans in private. He never came back. Security searched the halls. They checked every room. No sign of Grohl. Only one camera saw him walk into a hallway where Mr. Black was waiting. The feed cut out 3 seconds later. Nothing more. "He is missing," said a council guard. Mr. Black was questioned. He simply replied, "I don't know where he is," and no one could tell if he was lying. The next day, the humans continued watching council meetings. They asked few questions. But when they did, their questions were sharp, too sharp. What powers do the high speakers have over new member planets? How many defense ships are hidden near the station? What happened to the last species that refused to join the Council? These were not the questions of peacekeepers. These were the questions of people studying weakness. After a meeting, one alien said softly, "They don't look dangerous, but when I'm near them, I feel hunted." Turan heard this. He frowned. I fear, he said, that Earth didn't send diplomats at all. That night, the missing alien's communicator was found. It was placed carefully in the middle of the hallway, clean, untouched, turned off, as if someone had left it there on purpose, as if someone wanted them to know. We're watching, we're in control. And somewhere deep in the shadows of the ship, Mr. Black looked out a window into the stars. They think we came here to talk, he said to one of his team. The other man smiled slightly. They're wrong, he replied. They came with words, Mr. Black said. We came with a warning. The predators in suits it started with a sound, a soft click from a security door that should have been locked. Late at night, Council Guard Elric walked down the dark hallway. His 4 eyes scanned every corner. He was trained to fight, strong and brave, but tonight something felt wrong. He heard another sound, soft footsteps, too light, too smooth. He turned, hand on his weapon, but no one was there, only a shadow, a tall one, still, watching. Then the lights flickered, and the shadow was gone. The next morning, the council watched a security recording. The missing alien, Ambassador Grohl, was seen walking into a hallway. Mr. Black stood at the far end. No words were spoken, just one moment of silence between them. Then, static. The camera feed cut out. When it came back online, both were gone. That was the last time anyone saw Ambassador Grohl. We believe this is just a camera failure. One security chief lied nervously, but no one believed him. The humans kept attending meetings. They listened more than they spoke. Their black suits were perfect, wrinkle-free. Their shoes made no sound on the floors. They carried no weapons. But every alien in the room felt one thing: danger. When the Arkan delegate tried to speak with Mr. Black during a break, she offered her hand in friendship. Mr. Black just looked at it and walked past her. No smile, no words. The Arkans were known across the galaxy for mind reading and emotional sensing. After Mr. Black left, the Arkan delegate sat down slowly. Her face turned pale like ice. I touched his mind, she said. It's like a black wall, cold, empty. No fear, no love, no mercy. Meanwhile, a young alien researcher named Doro began digging through Earth's history. He was curious and worried. He found old videos, wars, riots, strange machines. He saw how humans had fought each other for thousands of years, how they had survived ice ages, nuclear threats, and monsters from their own oceans. He found a quote from an old human book. Diplomacy is the art of saying nice doggy until you find a big enough rock. Doro shivered. These are not diplomats, he whispered. They are something else. That same day, one of the humans, a woman named Ms. Gray, spoke for the first time in a private session. She looked across the table and asked one simple question. Why is the Council hiding weapons on Peace Station Alpha? Everyone froze. That location was secret, hidden from all new members. How do you know that? Asked Tehran carefully. She smiled. Not a warm smile, a sharp one. We observe, she said. We learn fast. She stood up and walked out. Tehran turned to the others. They have spies, he said. Or something worse. Later, in a locked chamber, the council leaders had a secret meeting. They are not here for peace, said the Valari war chief. We should remove them. Quietly. No, said Shula of the Arkan Dominion. We invited them. If we attack now, we break our own law. Tehran rubbed his face. We don't know what they are, but we do know this. They are watching us, testing us, waiting for something. Then a soft voice came from the wall speaker. Correct. Everyone froze. The voice continued. You are being tested. The council looked around in panic. That's a human voice, someone said. They're listening. Suddenly, the lights turned red. The doors locked. A final message came. You wanted to know Earth. Now Earth is watching you. Back in their quarters, the humans sat around a table. No panic, no fear. Mr. Black placed a small silver box on the table. It opened like a flower. Inside was a smooth black sphere glowing. With light, phase 1 complete, he said. Ms. Gray nodded. We showed them the surface, now they start to fear what's underneath. Another agent, Mr. Stone, spoke softly. Do you think they'll run? Mr. Black smiled. Some will. Others will fight. But it doesn't matter. He tapped the black sphere gently. They invited the wrong species. Far above the council station, Earth's main ship remained silent. But deep inside, something old and deadly woke from sleep. A machine built for one purpose: survival through dominance. The council's mistake: the council thought they were still in control. That was their first mistake. The second was thinking the humans didn't already know everything. The emergency meeting took place in the core chamber, a deep, secure room made of star steel. Only the highest-ranking members of the Galactic Council were allowed inside. The room was dark, silent, heavy with tension. Tehran of Valari stood at the head of the table, his silver skin shining in the low blue light. We need to act, he said firmly. Earth's team is a threat. They've shown us nothing but silence and fear. Shula, the psychic from Arcan, looked troubled. They've broken no laws. They haven't attacked us. But still, their presence is crushing. One delegate slammed a clawed fist on the table. They know about our black site weapons lab. No new species should know that. This is not diplomacy. This is invasion. Slow, smart, hidden. No one disagreed. They didn't come to shake hands, Tehran said. They came to study us, measure us, and, maybe, judge us. Then, the lights flickered, just once, but enough to make everyone freeze. Someone whispered, "Did you secure this room?" Tehran nodded slowly, but everyone in the room was thinking the same thing. What if the humans were already listening? Meanwhile, inside the humans' private quarters, Mr. Black watched a glowing screen. Alien faces blinked across it. Their voices were heard clearly. Council secrets. Private fears. Ms. Gray leaned over his shoulder. They're scared, she said. They should be, Mr. Black replied. We gave them a chance, they're choosing panic. Mr. Stone entered carrying a data pad. They've called in 3 warships, positioning them around the station. Quietly. Mr. Black nodded. Once, phase 2 begins. On the council station, one alien guard, a young officer named Rill, tried to follow the humans. He thought he was being careful, silent, invisible. But the humans disappeared around a corner and never came out. Rill followed, nervous, hand on, his sidearm. The hallway was empty, quiet, too quiet. He stepped forward. A voice behind him said, "You're not very good at this." He turned quickly, too slowly. Mr. Black stood there. He didn't move, didn't smile, didn't blink. Rill opened his mouth to speak, and blackness swallowed him. Later, only his weapon was found, placed neatly on a chair outside the guard station, as if someone had returned it. As a message, the council couldn't ignore it anymore. "We will remove them," said one of the warlords. "Send soldiers. Make it look like an accident." But then the station AI spoke for the first time on its own. Access denied. Human quarters are protected. Tehran stood up sharply. Who gave them access? Silence. Then a new voice came, through the chamber speakers. It was Mr. Black, calm, cold. "You gave us access the moment you underestimated us." He continued, "You invited Earth to your table, but you never asked what price we paid to survive long enough to arrive here." Screens in the chamber lit up, images of Earth's history, nuclear skies, flooded cities, wars without winners, skulls in the sand. "You evolved in peace," Mr. Black said. "We evolved in chaos. You send diplomats. We sent predators. In suits." That night, red lights covered the station. Security doors, locked across all sectors. Communication was jammed. The humans vanished from public view. Their ship remained still in orbit. But something else appeared beside it. A second ship, bigger. Invisible until now, it had no name, no signal. Only a single word flashed in the Council's warning system. Hunter. Tehran called for full lockdown. But it was too late. Systems across. The station had already been rewritten, code replaced silently. By the time they noticed, the humans were already in control. "We let them in," said Shula, her hands shaking, "and they opened every door." The Council's third mistake was thinking this was still their station. In a final attempt, Council forces stormed the human quarters. The doors opened easily now, too easily. The rooms were empty. No humans. Only a small cube sat on the floor. It clicked open. A soft voice played. "This wasn't an attack, this was a scan. You failed." Back aboard their hidden command ship, the human team prepared for the next phase. Mr. Black stood before a map of the galaxy. Red markers lit up across dozens of Council systems. "Begin exposure," he ordered. Ms. Gray activated the data spike, all. Across the Council's networks, files leaked. Proof of crimes, hidden wars, silenced planets, and secret prisons. The truth was now public, and Earth had delivered it. The Council had made a mistake, not just by inviting Earth, but by believing Earth came to join them. The test begins. The galaxy didn't explode. No ships fired. No armies landed. But across 1,000 planets, the silence became terrifying. One by one, secrets started bleeding out. It began on planet Durana. Small world, peaceful, loyal to the Council. That morning every screen flickered, then showed the same message in every language. "Your leaders sold your oceans to aliens for weapons." Videos followed, real recordings, never seen before. Deals in shadows. Whole villages moved overnight. Children taken. The people of Durana screamed. Riots began. The Council lost control within hours. Then it happened on another planet. Then, another. Then 50 more. In the deepest part of the Council station, the remaining leaders gathered. Their faces were pale. Their voices shaky. "What is happening?" one cried. "They are breaking us without firing a single shot," shouted another. "This isn't war," Tehran said, staring at a screen full of red alerts. "It's something worse." "They are, testing us." Back aboard their dark command ship, the humans watched in silence. No joy, no celebration, just cold observation. "We exposed 3% of their crimes," Ms. Gray reported. Mr. Black nodded, and already they tremble. Mr. Stone leaned over a glowing console. "They built this Council on lies. All we did was pull the curtain. And now," Mr. Black said softly, "we see what breaks first, their system, or their minds." Meanwhile, the Council leaders did the only thing they could think of. They called a vote. Earth must be exiled, all contact banned, their species marked as dangerous. But the vote failed, not because they disagreed, but because no one trusted the others anymore. Who leaked this? Are you with them? Are you the traitor? The room filled with shouting. Then the lights cut out. For 10 seconds, everything went dark. When the lights returned, there was a new object in the center of the chamber, a plain black folder. No one saw who placed it. Inside, detailed records of every leader's darkest secret. Some looked at the file and walked out in silence. Others cried. One shot himself in the chest. Earth had not come to make war. Earth had come to reveal the truth. And now the truth was a weapon. In a hidden part of the station, one alien named Doro, the same young researcher from earlier, was trying to understand the humans. He searched their history, psychology, even their art. He found no gods, no single path, no perfect peace. But he found this phrase, repeated in different forms. When the monsters came, we became monsters too. He closed the file. His hands trembled. They never wanted peace, he whispered. They wanted to know if we were like them. Outside, on the edge of the galaxy, a fleet of Council ships moved into position. The Council's last gamble. Surround the human command ship and threaten it. A transmission was sent. This is your final warning. Leave now, or be destroyed. Seconds passed, then a reply came, just 4 words. Begin if you dare. The council ship scanned the human vessel. No weapons detected, no shields, no heat signatures. It's empty, the commander said. This isn't their real ship. Then the ship changed. Its shape shimmered like glass, and disappeared. Suddenly alarms screamed. Dozens of invisible ships lit up on every scanner. They were already surrounded. Back in the council chamber, panic spread. Tehran stood alone. We forced them to show their real strength. Shula looked up from her chair, voice shaking. No, they haven't shown anything. This is still the test. Back in the Black command ship, Mr. Black stood at a quiet observation window. Below him, the station floated like a wounded animal. He turned to his team. Now, he said, we ask the final question. Do they deserve to continue? Ms. Gray's fingers hovered over a dark red switch. They built a galaxy on silence, she said. Now they must speak, or fall. Somewhere in a dark room on the station, a message began broadcasting through every speaker on every world. This is Earth. We came not to conquer. We came to test the strong and expose the weak. You speak of unity. We see only fear and secrets. You invited us. Now you will answer. The ultimatum. The message echoed across the stars. Every planet heard it. Every leader, every soldier, every citizen. This is Earth. Your council is broken. You have one cycle to choose, truth or extinction. One cycle. 24 galactic hours. On the council station, no one slept. Emergency lights flickered. Officers shouted. Systems glitched. Some ships tried to leave. Others turned their weapons toward Earth's ghost fleet. And deep in the council's core, panic turned into silence. No one knew what to do. The humans weren't attacking. They were waiting. Tehran stood alone in his private chamber. He had seen wars, crushed rebellions, faced monsters from black holes. But this was something new. Earth had offered no demands, no territory, no riches, just a single command. Tell the truth. And that was something the council didn't know how to do. Across the station, a strange new signal appeared. It wasn't a virus. It wasn't a bomb. It was a countdown. Red numbers glowing on every wall, every device. 59, 23, 58. Slow. Steady. Each second like thunder in the minds of the leaders. In the command ship, the humans were quiet. Mr. Black watched the timer, eyes still as stone. Will they confess? Ms. Gray asked. No, Mr. Black replied. Not yet. They still think they can outplay us. They always do, said Mr. Stone, until they see what comes after the clock hits 0. Mr. Black didn't blink. Prepare the broadcast. Back on the station, the council met again. No more shouting. No more debate. Only fear. One delegate whispered, if we admit everything, we lose power. Another replied, if we don't, we lose everything. Shula, the psychic, spoke last. We have never faced anything like them, she said. They carry no guns, no armies. But I feel them, like wolves walking through a room of sheep. Tehran looked at the glowing red clock. Hours left. Oh no, the outer planet's rebellion sparked. The people had seen Earth's message. They now knew about the Council's hidden prisons, stolen technologies, secret wars. Some worlds lit fires in protest. Others called Earth heroes. One planet, Araxis Prime, tore down the Council's flag and raised a new one, a black flag with one white word, truth. Meanwhile, in a secret lab deep under the station, Council scientists tried something desperate. They built a virus, digital, fast, brutal. The plan, destroy Earth's fleet AI and shut down the countdown. The moment they launched it, the virus died, instantly, rewritten, inverted, reflected back. The lab lights turned red. The speakers played a human voice. You just failed your last test. Then the lights exploded. Hours left. In the main council hall, the humans returned. The first time since their arrival, they asked to speak. The room fell silent. Mr. Black stepped forward. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't smile. You were given the truth. You were given a choice. And now, you are running out of time. Turan stood slowly. What happens when the clock hits 0? Mr. Black looked at him with eyes like ice. We stop watching and start cleaning. Hours left. More systems failed. Council soldiers abandoned their posts. A message spread among the people. The predators came in silence, not to kill, but to judge. Some called Earth monsters. Others called them saviors. But no one called them weak. Hours left. The council made a final move. They offered the humans a deal: special power, permanent seat, wealth, status. Mr. Black simply said, "You still think this is politics?" He turned away. "We're not here for your games. We're here for your soul." Final minute. The station was silent. No weapons fired, no ships moved. The galaxy held its breath. On every screen, Earth's symbol appeared, a planet with a ring of fire. Then a final message came. Earth's judgment. The countdown reached 0, and nothing happened. No explosions. No ships moved. No sounds came. Just a deep, chilling silence. A silence so loud it made planets hold their breath. In the council station, leaders stared at each other. Did they leave? Did we pass? But no one could answer. The red timer disappeared. In its place, a single new message appeared on every screen. Judgment has begun. On a backwater planet named Cravo 7, something strange happened. The planet's sky darkened, not from ships but from signal storms. Every device turned on. And then, truth began raining from the sky. Thousands of files, video proof, voice recordings, contracts, names. The people saw it all. Their leaders were thieves, murderers, slavers. One governor tried to shut it down. An Earth drone landed beside his palace. No weapons, just a voice. Confess or be replaced. He ran. The next day, his palace burned, and across Cravo 7 the people shouted a new name: Earth. Similar events began on other worlds. No soldiers, no bombs, just exposure. On one world, an entire political class resigned overnight. On another, the people found an old prison under their capital, one they never knew existed. And always, right after the discovery, an Earth drone arrived. Silent, watching, waiting. It was as if humanity had become the galaxy's mirror, and the mirror couldn't be broken. Back on the council station, Turan stood in the grand hall. Every screen now showed live footage from across the galaxy. Worlds rising, leaders falling, people marching. The council was falling apart, and still, Earth didn't fire a single weapon. "They are remaking the galaxy," whispered Shula, "one secret at a time." In their hidden command ship, the human team watched it all without a word. Mr. Black finally spoke. "They never feared our strength. They feared their reflection." Ms. Gray turned to him. "They still don't understand." "No," said Mr. Stone. "But they will." Suddenly, an emergency alert hit the council chamber. A major warlord's fortress on the edge of the void had been disabled, but not by weapons, by information. All his hidden crimes had been made public. His soldiers turned on him. His empire fell within 1 hour. 1 hour, all thanks to a single Earth packet of truth. Turan fell back into his chair. "They're not invading," he said. "They're evolving us." Later that cycle, Earth sent one final transmission. It was not to the Council. It was to the people of the galaxy. All of them. "We are not your rulers. We are not your saviors. We are the storm that clears the lies. We will leave now, but you will never forget us. And if you ever rebuild your world with shadows again, we'll return. Stronger, faster, colder. Then, As quickly as they came, the humans disappeared. No battles, no speeches, just silence again. But this silence was different. It wasn't fear. It was change. Across the galaxy, governments collapsed. New leaders rose, honest ones. The people had seen the cost of lies. They had seen Earth's judgment. And they knew it could happen again. On the empty council station, Doro, the young alien researcher, sat alone. He stared at the final human message playing on loop. He wasn't scared anymore. He was inspired. He stood, opened a fresh data pad, and wrote a single line. The age of predators has passed. Now begins the age of truth. The message they left behind. The humans were gone. No ships in orbit, no drones in the sky, no more messages on the screens, just silence. And this time, the silence felt heavy, like the weight of truth pressing down on every planet. Across the galaxy, people stepped out of their homes looking up. They had expected destruction. Instead, they got a mirror that showed them what they had become. Now, they had to decide what came next. On the council station, the great hall was dark. Most of the chairs were empty. Some had been destroyed, some leaders had fled, others had vanished. Only a few remained. Among them was Tehran, tired, older, quiet. He stood in the center of the chamber, staring at the spot where the humans once stood. They changed us, he said softly. And they never fired a single shot. In the council archives, Doro the researcher was working. He had collected every human file, every transmission, every log. He was trying to understand, not their weapons, not their ships, but their thinking. One file stood out. It wasn't a threat, it wasn't a report, it was a letter, simple, plain. Left behind, unguarded, addressed to the galaxy. To those who remain. You asked who we are. You thought we came for power, for territory, for war. We didn't. We came because you invited us. You opened your doors, and we stepped inside. But what we found was not peace, not unity. We found shadows. So we did what humans always do. We adapted, we observed, and when the time came, we judged. Not with weapons, not with bombs, with truth. Because truth is the sharpest blade. You feared monsters, you feared predators, but the truth is, we were never your monsters. You were your own. We simply turned the lights on. Now we leave you to rebuild, to grow, to choose. But remember this, if the shadows return, so will we. Earth did not send diplomats. They sent the mirror. Doro stared at the words. No threats, no demands, just truth. He copied the letter into every database across the galaxy. Then he added his own message. We failed to understand Earth because we thought strength was about size. But Earth showed us strength is about what you do when no one is watching. Years passed. The galaxy healed. The council became smaller, more honest. Worlds formed new alliances. Trade returned. Peace began, not forced, not false, but earned. And still, across every city, on every world, there was always one thing kept alive, the letter from Earth etched into walls. Read in schools. Passed from generation to generation. In a quiet corner of the universe, a child asked his parent, "Will the humans ever come back?" The parent looked at the stars and said, "Only if we lie again." Somewhere, in the dark, between galaxies, a human ship drifted silently, waiting, watching, listening, and on board. A quiet voice whispered, "Still no lies detected. Continue observation."